And we're live. So, who are you going to listen to? Hello, everyone. This is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Do Rebel. Welcome to the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast number 235. This is the one about Jeet Kune Do forms and the Jeet Kune Do kicking set. So, as you're logging in, please say where you're logging in from, hit the like button, and feel free to continue doing so throughout the broadcast. If you're catching the simulcast over on the YouTube, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as well. If you enjoy my work and you'd like to support the program, please visit jkdrebel.com, click on the Rebel Gear link, and that's where you will see stuff like, what the heck happened there? You'll see stuff like this, the JKD Notables coffee mug, also available as t-shirt, sweatshirt, long sleeve, short sleeve, hoodie, all that good stuff. But of course, the best thing you can do is to share this video and spread the word about the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcasts. All right, so it seems like it just keeps growing and growing. So what are you talking about, Dwight? The trend towards bringing back into Jeet Kune Do a lot of the training that was dropped. JKD regression, I call it, or JKD retrogression. Um, People seem to have forgotten that Bruce Lee's push was towards less and less classicalization. It's a word of martial arts training. So, for example, there were no stances. There's the ready position, a single ready position which could adapt to the immediacy of the situation. Accompanying that was dynamic footwork, which meant that your feet would constantly adjust to maintaining distance and balance. It's not like in a kata where you go from one stance into the other stance and you have to like land perfectly in that set position. Dynamic footwork in JKD means that you're constantly adjusting, your feet are constantly moving, adjusting and maintaining distance and balance and that type of thing. Influenced by the boxers of his era, Bruce Lee adopted more of a freelance shadow boxing approach to, in this instance, the solo training, right? The solo practice of techniques. Now, like you, I have seen video of Bruce Lee performing Sudam Dao. So we know that he learned at least that Wing Chun form. And it's possible that he learned Chum Kyu and Buji. It's possible. I don't know for sure. We've heard and we've learned that he knew a bunch of different forms from different Kung Fu styles, including, for example, the Tam Toi, which let's call it kick and set for lack of a different expression. And we're told that he was exceptionally good at these forms. But we know that he dropped it all, like I said earlier, in favor of drilling more in the way of practical application and then putting it into sparring to see what worked and what didn't work. But now, for whatever reason, people are springing up all over the place trying to emphasize that the Jun Fan wooden dummy sets, then the Jeet Kune Do wooden dummy sets, then the five gates form, and now the kicking set, that these are all things that make up part of the current training of Jeet Kune Do. Well, these things, some of these things are merely historical anecdotes, and some are, I call it, contemporary renderings of the historical anecdotes. The people who keep stressing that these things, they seem to have forgotten that they are involved in the art of a guy who once wrote, "There are no prearranged sets or kata in the teaching of Jeet Kune Do, nor are they necessary." So if you're trying to position yourself as an authority on Jeet Kune Do, then you must have the integrity to let people know that the practice of these sets is not a Jeet Kune Do practice. Now, you may find them worthwhile. you might be entertained by them. And so if you are, you do that, but you shouldn't insinuate that this is something passed down directly from Bruce Lee. So, for clarity, I'll repeat. Ung Moon form, not a Bruce Lee concoction. The kick and set, apparently so, but pretty quickly discarded, passed on or passed out for historical reference, but never reinserted into an active curriculum. My good friend G. Anthony Joseph, so we had a little back and forth about forms, and he disagrees with me somewhat on the question of forms, since he believes that Bruce Lee's technical execution, the quality of his technical execution, is a result of his excellence as a forms guy. I say it was an indirect result. Bruce Lee learned to be impeccable. So this is where G and I agree. Bruce Lee learned to be impeccable in the set patterns, for sure. And then he took that impeccability into his freelance sets. So that's why he looked good. But you didn't see Bruce Lee. See, Bruce Lee didn't fall for the idea that, okay, I might lose some people here. I hope I don't. Bruce Lee didn't fall for the idea that good kata can lead to good kumite. Do you know what that means? Right? It means good form can lead to good sparring, right? The practice of preset stuff can lead to good sparring. And we all know that ain't particularly true. Instead, it's more likely that good kihon could lead to good kumite. I'm going to let you work that one out for yourself. Bruce Lee opted for, I call it approximate the reality of the situation. I'm pretty sure that's a Bruce Lee quote, but I can't find it anywhere, right? But approximate the reality of the situation. So you shadow box the way you would fight. Then you hit the equipment, whether it's you hitting the bag by itself, you with a partner, you hit the equipment the same way, right? And then you spar the same way. You don't spend time ingraining motions that you're never going to use, that you're never going to realistically or practically apply. And if you put Ung Moon, JKD set, kick and set, or whatever into your curriculum, and it is something that you test your students on, then you are requiring people in the practice of Jeet Kune Do to ingrain motions that they're never going to use. So I suggest that you always keep in mind that Bruce Lee was not afraid to throw out things from his previous training that he found personally unsuitable. And he introduced that concept to his followers because if you think about it, before him, martial artists were not widely known for rejecting aspects of the art in which they grew up. That was kind of a Bruce Lee thing. And then Bruce Lee made that rejecting of what is useless part of the Jeet Kune Do legacy. So if you are part of that legacy, you're not following or applying that legacy if you're adding back in stuff that was taken out. And I warn you about this because you got to be careful how far you go down the revisionist Jeet Kune Do path. So, because like what's next, right? Jeet Kune Do in traditional Kung Fu suits with colored sashes and maybe even more forms. That's it, right? What say you? Randy Ciordia said I was going to open up a can of worms. Did I open up a can of worms or did you understand what I'm saying, right? Let me know in the comments below. That's all I got to say about this video. Follow me on Twitter at Dwight Woods. I'm on Instagram at Dwight D. Woods. You can pick up at paypal.me/unifiedma Miami. the Jeet Kune Do Journey Volume 1, what I call it, raw but edited version. And coming up, let's see, when is it? Yeah, okay, all right, yeah, all right, coming up on Friday, July 8th, Jeet Kune Do Dialogues episode with James Bishop, who I'm sure you guys know James from this book, Bruce Lee Dynamic Becoming, right? So he's going to be on with me. He's working on some more stuff. This one I'm really looking forward to. I think it's going to be really, really good. And what else do I have to tell you? Oh, I do have to share this with you. I don't know if I put it into the stream, so you'll probably, yeah, I didn't. So you'll just have to look at it from here, right? Tao of Kung Fu Kicking Drills by William David Cox. So if I have my history correct, he is out of the Oakland era, and this is where I think you can find the original kicking set, right? So if you don't have this, you might want to pick that up. But if you do get it, I can't find it right now, but no, it's not there. Anyhow, I'll see if I can find a quote in it. It was very interesting what he said about the practice of the kick and set in his own book, right? Anyhow, so that's it. Today's a pastel day. I couldn't find Bruce Van Gogh, so I went with this other pale blue pastel, right? So that's it. I will see some of you on Friday at 6 p.m. when we talk to James Bishop. Otherwise, I'll see you next week for another issue of the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast. Until then, this is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Do Rebel, signing off. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care. Talk soon.